Hey, what's up, GTV Nation?
Hey.
Come on in, come on in. Welcome to another night of Life in Divine Bible Study.
Yes.
I am Pastor Charles Colbert, the senior pastor, the lead pastor of one of the greatest churches on this side of heaven called the Greater True Vine Church. And you all know this is
Lady Colbert. Hey, GTV Nation, come on in. You know how we do. Wednesday, this is a little different. We're usually in-house, but due to us being under construction, we are online tonight. So like, share, tag a friend, tell a friend, come on in the room.
yes. And so we usually go on first Wednesday. We are in person, but
Right.
due to construction,
Yes.
we had to make some couple of adjustments.
Yes.
But hey, we are excited. We
So
are
excited.
embarking on something very special.
Yes.
And we're celebrating at the end of this month our 63rd church anniversary.
Woo!
63 years
God
of
has been
making an
so
impact.
good.
63 years of serving the people of God and serving the
Yes.
community. And so we just want to get on here and just kind of want to reflect on,
Yes.
though, of course, we wasn't here the whole 63
We're not
years.
63. Can you tell? We are not 63, okay?
No, but our parents, her parents, which is my father-in-law and mother-in-law, founded the Greater True Vine Church 63 years ago. And it's just a blessing that I'm the second pastor. GTV only know two pastors, and that is the late Superintendent Pastor A.D. Rylander and Mother Rylander. And so it's just been an honor, baby, to fulfill and continue the legacy of Dad and your
Yes.
mom. And so
Yes.
I just want to ask you a question.
Sure.
As you know, you literally was birthed out of this church.
Right, literally.
And so as you reflect, you growing up in Greater True Vine and then even now, just what are some of your fondest memories?
I think one of the memories I remember when we were on 2006 East Ledbetter, as a little girl, my father always had a vision for souls.
Yeah.
He always had a vision to keep the legacy of faith and love and community and prayer going at our church.
Yeah.
My mother was one of the first ones in Dallas to start doing Saturday morning prayer.
Yeah.
And we tell this story all the time. People would drive by Ledbetter and they'd be like, y'all have a funeral every Saturday? It was not a funeral. It was a prayer. And so I believe my father, me and Kathy say this all the time, our father was not a chauvinist. And I'm just saying back then, to have your wife beside you, not behind you in ministry,
Right.
63 years ago, that was really unheard of.
Yeah.
But my father was wise. He allowed my mother to go forth in the ministry and prayer. We say this to this day. Prayer is our foundation.
Yes, it is.
And I just want to thank you because I often think if what would have happened if GTV had another pastor? Would they remember the legacy of my parents? Would we be still talking about Pastor and Mother Rylander 63 years later?
Wow.
And so I know it's a God thing. I know that God predestined you to be the second pastor because no one would honor them like you have done. So I want to just give you your kudos and thank you so much. I know my family, my siblings thank you, but I want to personally say this online. Thank you for honoring and not ever forgetting where we come from. Because if you don't know where you come from, how can you possibly know where you're going?
Right.
GTV has a huge legacy. Listen, we are somebody.
Yeah.
We are a church that has always, still to this day, put prayer at the helm. And so back to your question, one of my fondest memories is my father built a church by our old church. And people were telling him, kind of like they're doing now, it's kind of surreal because just like people were saying to you, it's not a good time to build. My father said, I heard from the Lord. He told me to build. My father built a great edifice. It sat about 250 people 63 years ago.
Wow.
And that's where people get this twisted too. So I'm going to give y'all some wisdom, some knowledge. And I'm going to tell you where Greater True Vine came from.
Okay.
My father's good friend, Superintendent Grady Thomas, which was also my godfather,
Okay.
the founder of, he's gone on to be with the Lord as well, the founder of Super City of Refuge. Well, the church was City of Refuge.
Okay.
And so him and my father, they were building their second edifice at the same time.
Okay.
So him and my father, they wanted to say, hey, this is something new that God is doing. So I remember my father, it was True Vine Church of God in Christ, and my father came back and said, we're going to go greater.
Okay.
So to be honest, greater didn't come from Pastor Colbert.
Right.
Greater came from our second church on Ledbetter, our new edifice. My father said, God is doing something bigger, so we're going to say greater.
Wow.
And so I want y'all to know that. And so my father's good friend, Superintendent Grady Thompson, he named his church, it was City of Refuge, and he went even further and said Super City.
Wow.
So I want to just get that misnomer that we've always been greater. Somebody just ought to put in the chat, we always been greater. GTV. Yeah. So that's one of my memories, watching my father put blood, sweat, and tears. We had the mayor come. We had Bishop J. Newell Haynes, our beloved jurisdictional prelate. Ordained you. He was our bishop, he was the second bishop I have had. He was a great man, Bishop Haynes. He came down to the groundbreaking. We still have pictures of that. And so there's so many great memories, but I just know that our church is a birthing place for broken people.
Wow. Wow.
And so God is still doing it. I'm amazed. Pastor, First Lady just be crying. You know what I'm crying about? I remember what had to happen for my parents. A lot of sacrifice. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of people saying they couldn't do it. A lot of people telling them, why don't y'all just go ahead and stay where you are? But my father heard a voice from heaven clear to tell him to build. And so that's why GTV is a special place, because of the history, because of our foundation, because of the people that my mother prayed for this time. She might didn't get to see all of the manifestation of her prayers, but I want to tell you, Pastor and I are products of her prayers, because she would pray. Pastor prays the same thing. Lord, send them in. Where are you sending them from? And she was saying her prayer, Lord, send them in from the south, north, east, west. Me and Pastor pray the same prayer, and God is doing that. So you on here listening are a product of answer prayer. Somebody just ought to type in answer prayer.
Answer prayer. You ought to just type in, fire up the chat, say, I am an answered prayer.
I am an answered prayer. Yes, you are. You're not a mistake in GTV. Right. You are an answer to a prayer. And that's why you feel the community. We had a wonderful testimony from one of our members that said that her son said when he walked in church Sunday, he could feel not only the presence of God, but he could feel community.
Wow.
That's what we're about. Fellowshipping. The culture has shifted at GTV. God is doing a new thing. God is not stagnant. Somebody ought to put that in the chat. God is not stagnant. He said, behold, I will do a new thing.
Yes. Well, baby, I just want to say you are so welcome in the family. It's just been an honor to pastor where your father pastor. He was a great man of God. Of course, your mother, a great woman of God. That's why we have the A.D. Rylander Scholarship, so that we can continue the legacy.
Keep his name alive.
And not only that as well, but it does mean something because he always invested in young people. He believed in giving young people a chance. And so it's just an honor. I mean, I can get emotional about it because, man, I tell you, I loved your parents. I loved your parents.
You were not a son-in-law. You were a son. A lot of times I would get mad. They call the house and be like, where Charles at? I'd be like, hello. Hi. Yeah, but that's just the relationship that they had, and they really, saw something in you. My father really pushed you in ministry. Not that you were not saved when you came to GTV, but I believe that he was training you and preparing you for this time. I remember when we were in revival with Pastor Prophet, what is it? Escort. And the service was high.
Yeah.
And my father stood up and said, "This is our assistant pastor." And me and my mother looked at each other like, "Did you know this?"
I looked at it too.
And you looked at me. Because y'all know my testimony. What I had already told the Lord, I don't want a pastor. So when my father got up in the service, and it had to be God, because I feel like he knew that his assignment was coming to an end. And you think your parents, both of my parents lived to be 84. And my father would always say, "Lord, help me live to be my 80 plus some." God did over that for him. So he lived to be 84. And God did that for him. And so I remember that he said, "You're going to be the assistant pastor." And we were like, wow. And so, but my father knew that you could handle it. I feel like my father left here, he transitioned here knowing that Greater True Vine was in good hands.
Yeah. Well, I thank you. Well, also, your mother, she groomed you as well.
Yes, Lord.
She was the first lady.
She was. And one of the young followers was telling me last night, was like, "Your mother must have been something." I said, "Girl, if you would have met her,
oh my God,
you would see." I mean, that's when first ladies were. I mean, she was dressed to the nine. Y'all think I do a little something. This ain't nothing compared to my mother. And so, not only the dressing, but just the knowing how to deal with different types of people.
And just the aura. She had that aura.
She did. When she walked in a room, she was an atmosphere shifter. And my mother, she was the first generation of saved Kojic in her lifetime. And so I can say this, my mother set an example for the rest of the family. And so she made being saved look good. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember her and her first lady friends, the Oak Cliff Fellowship. We had such a good time when Bishop Husband would come here, and they were all friends. And I really admired my mother because she never lost the hunger for God, even at 80. I remember, my mother getting older. She would be on her cane. My mother still be praising God. That's why I'm a praiser. My parents, y'all, they shouted.
Yes, they
so
did.
That's why I can't really get with a dead service. Because I'm telling you, my parents, they were fire starters.
Yes, they were.
My daddy would get on side of that pulpit and shout. He didn't care about being no superintendent. He would shout. He would praise God. And so I know for a fact that's where I got not coming to church. He used to say all the time, anything dead, it needs to be buried. Y'all, what y'all come here for? Y'all looking like a calf at a new gate, And so that's down in me. Like, I can't come to God's house and be dead because God's done so much for our church. He's done so much for us as a couple. He's done so much for our family. Our kids are healthy. I really thank God for who He is and my lineage, my legacy, where I come from. And so I really appreciate God, and I thank God for you allowing GTV to never forget our foundation.
Oh, no,
our foundation is rich.
Oh, yes. And our foundation is prayer. That's why we can never let go of prayer. Prayer is as long as I'm the pastor at Greater True Vine Church.
Thank you.
We'll never let go of prayer. This church was birthed in prayer, and it will continue in prayer. And we have seen the results of prayer.
The results.
Okay, so this is what I want to say, baby. As we're celebrating the 63 years, and of course, in 2007, we was officially, of course, I've been in that role a little bit before then because Dad was kind of sick and a couple of years. But 2007 was official where we were appointed as the pastor and the leaders of Greater True Vine Church. So as we became the pastor, of course, we didn't have many challenges. But what was one of the highlights? Okay, so you talked about, as a little girl growing up, your teenage years. Okay, now being the leading lady of GTV, what are some of the highlights that you can think? I know there's so many, but
So
what are
many.
some?
I think when we reestablish, which is our resource center now, it used to be a daycare. And my mother, just to rewind a little bit, my mother and I, it was called True Land Daycare Center, Christian Daycare Center. So we had that a couple of years. And then we allowed someone else to take over. And so she had it for about 12 years. And so then we tried to rent it out to someone else, and they just tore out. And Pastor said, you know what, this is going to be for our resource for the community. And so during the pandemic, we served so many food baskets, clothing, but that's one of our highlights of our ministry, giving. That's when our outreach really took to another level, helping
free
people,
giving gas
free
cards.
gas cards, free food, and this was all coming out of a lot of it out of the church, a lot of it out of us, just hey, wanting to bless people, especially during the pandemic. So I feel like that's one of the highlights, that resource center. It was really a blessing to people in need. And I feel like God is calling us to kind of shift from that and do something else, which we'll be telling you about soon with the resource center. And then, our counseling took off during the pandemic. We received so many couples online, just helping them navigate. And when I felt like God was telling us, this is your purpose, sometimes you'll feel like, well, God, this is my avenue. But God said, no, I'm going to give you many streams of income. And God really has blessed us with I mean, now we have so many couples, some of them we have to turn away because, the ads, we don't put ads out. They just Google us and get the reviews, and God has been sending them in. So we're just honored to serve. And so our marriage has been blessed. I feel like we're stronger. Not only as a pastor and first lady, but as marriage coaches, we really seen the hand of God in our life through that. And so one of the highlights I can say is the resource center, helping couples, helping families, giving. Matthew 25 Alive was birthed out of the resource center, out of the scripture. If I was hungry, if you're hungry, I feed you. If you need clothing, and so that's
prison visited.
I visit you. So we are here to help one another, and that is our motto. We are helpers of one another.
Well, I'm just so excited at what God is doing at GTV.
I am.
We are in expansion, man, it's been prophesied and prophesied and prophesied.
Manifestation has.
I'm telling you, and it just, the hand of God is upon this ministry.
It's evident.
And the blessing that I receive, just see so many people come to GTV. I see them come in broken, whereas I see them growing to the person that God had destined them to be. And it's just a blessing. We are now under construction. We are in phase 1. And I'm excited. Listen, we are celebrating again 63 years. The month of March is a month of celebration for GTV. Come on, GTV, where you at? Come on, light up the chat. If you love your church, I love my church.
I love my church.
Come on, fire it up right now. Where my GTV
I love my church.
Come on. But we are celebrating. We're in celebration mode the whole month. We got themes, that's what I love about our church. We're a community. We love to have fun because we know we're going to heaven, but we are enjoying the trip. And so this month we have a theme. I think this Sunday is YF Day. We got our young followers. Yeah, come on.
Where y'all at?
YF, can we hear you? Fire up the chat. Come on.
I don't love God.
Oh, you don't love God? What's wrong with you? But listen, this Sunday is YF Day. I think this is their second annual. Last year
was phenomenal.
It was amazing. And they're so excited. And I'm just so proud of just seeing our young adult ministry just taking off, and so many young adults are just I mean, they're on fire for Jesus, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's
and
all
they're
about.
growing, and they
Yeah,
want to grow.
growing in God.
And so I believe they have what they call a preppy day. There's going to be a
Yes,
preppy.
it's gonna be your college prep. Where y'all know what college prep looks like. So we're gonna dress with them. I'm a prime time, but guess what? I'm gonna be dressing like the YFs on Sunday. So wear your college prep, and most of all, come in with a prayer. Before we leave, Pastor, I do want to ask you a question. What would you tell your younger self as a pastor, your younger pastor? Rewind 18 years ago. That's something that you know now that you wish you would have known then.
Wow, that's a loaded question right there. That's a loaded question. Yeah, if I could just talk to my younger self, starting out being a pastor, I would say, which is one of my still. This is where I need to still continue to grow, and that is patience.
Okay, patience.
To continue to have patience, and to also, I had to mature in this, and this is why. So I'm a shameless plug, because you did a phenomenal job in the new class that we have, Broken the Blessing. You're using the book that
Broken the Building. Yes.
That I'm. Most of my teaching and preaching that came from that book, Emotionally Healthy. I would tell my younger self to get emotionally healed. I found out when I was younger, and I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes as a young pastor. I wasn't perfect. I tried to be. I tried to do the best I could, but didn't realize at that time that I was kind of emotionally unhealthy. I hadn't really dealt with some of the things that I went through as a young man, a young child, and I just didn't really deal with it, and some other things that had happened in my life that I really wasn't emotionally healed. And as the book that you're teaching and that I've been preaching out of is that you cannot be spiritually mature if you remain emotionally unhealthy.
Yes, that's so true.
And so I would tell my younger self the patience, and then make sure that you are emotionally healthy, or work on yourself of being emotionally healthy. So I think that's what I do. And what I liked last night, and when you was in your class, I think someone asked you, or you brought it up, that when you became the leading lady, that you couldn't. So I think just someone asked you that, and that you had. I think you learned that you couldn't be your mother.
I could not. And she was a phenomenal woman. It takes nothing away from her. But I had to carve out my own lane.
Yeah.
I couldn't be a carbon copy.
Yeah.
People expected me to.
Yeah.
And that's why you always say this: unmet expectations lead to disappointment.
Right.
I felt like I was disappointing people because I was not my mother.
Yeah.
But God was telling me, Savoy, I don't want you to be your mother.
Right.
Of course, I have a lot of her qualities.
You do.
I grew up with her. I couldn't. She was a great, phenomenal mother, teacher. But I had to carve out my own lane to be who God called Savoy to be.
You're right.
Because I was not being my authentic self by trying to be someone else. And that's what God is saying to us in this hour.
Right.
Be real with God.
Right.
Be real. Be who you are, because He knows who you are anyway.
That's right. Exactly. And that's what I wanted to say. I thought about that when you said that last night, because I felt a lot of people wanted me to be your father.
Yeah, of course.
And there's no way I could.
No way.
And I kind of beat myself up.
No way.
I tried to walk in his shoes and
big shoes.
And there was some big shoes to fill, and it's impossible, because there's only one AD Rylander.
That's right.
There's only one, but God made Charles Colbert.
That's it.
And I had to be, and I struggled with that. And so even though I knew that as a younger age, going back to your question, and I just thought about that, I would tell my younger self to be who you are.
Be who you are.
But I think I was a little bit more fearful, being a young guy, new kid on the block, and then
you were not
it wasn't a young church. It was people
mature,
that been with your father 30, 40 years. and I'm trying to, not so much trying to impress them,
but trying to keep it going.
Trying to keep it going and try to do things like your father did.
That was a lot of pressure.
But I couldn't do it. And that was a lot of pressure. And to be truthful, we're very transparent. I think it almost, it kind of put a little pressure on our marriage.
Of course.
And I thank God that we grew as a couple through all of the things that we went through. I'm just so grateful to God that all of the pressure of pastoring and leading people, it did not drive us away from each other, but it brought us even closer.
Yes.
That's what I love about that.
It did, and that's how you know that God had his hand on this ministry, on our marriage, on our relationship. And so we wanted to come on. This is unscripted.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to come on and tell you if there's something in your life that you feel like is too much for you, give it to God. That's what we had to do.
Give it to God.
We are living testimonies of what it looks like to give it to God.
Yeah.
And once you give it to God, you can sleep good at night.
Yep.
You can rest.
Yep.
You can go take a vacation. Like Pastor said, we're gonna pray for you, but we might be in the buffet line somewhere. So that's really what peace looks like when you give it to God. I mean, fully give it to God. And so if you're on here today and you're battling with something, we just want to pray and let you know that you're not alone. You have a community. And if you're just logging on for the first time, maybe you're not a member, you're new to the city, or you're new to GTV and you just saw us scrolling, come on by. 538 Reunion. We'll save a seat for you. Now, it's going to be crowded.
Oh, yes.
But we'll save a seat for you.
Yes, we'll save a seat. Now, listen. I just want to say some things, too. Also, we say YF Day is this Sunday, and then the next Sunday is Western Day.
Yeah.
So we'll have our Western wear. And then, of course, we have, I think, our fourth Sunday is Denim and Sneakers Sunday, right? And then the grand finale on fifth Sunday, we will be celebrating the official day of our 63rd church anniversary, and it's going to be awesome. We got our friend and our brother, Pastor Wiles from Great City North, is coming to be with us, to share with us. Listen, it's going to be packed, as our leading lady said. It's going to be jam-packed because we're under construction. Now, I do want to make this disclaimer, and GTV Nation, come on. GTV members, you know it. Get a seat. Doors, when I say doors open at 9, it opens at 9. If you want to get a good seat, unfortunately, I'm telling you, just for temporarily, it's going to be crowded. I'm telling you, we can't save a seat. But I'm telling you, try to get there early. And man, just let us know that you're coming. Listen, we want you to have a great time this month. Like I say again, celebration mode. We just excited. I want you to put in the chat tonight, all of you GTV members. If you just want to put in the chat, just say, tell us what GTV means to you. Just put it in the chat. What do GTV mean?
What does your church mean to you? The world needs to know.
It needs to know.
You know, we as leaders, we love our church. But the world needs to know, GTV Nation, you love your church as well. And I know you do, because you sacrifice, you serve, you give. And that's what it's all about. We are a family at GTV. So again, they're going to put up the ways to give. Listen, I want to first of all say thank you for all our GTV members, all of our covenant partners, GTV Nation. Thank you for starting out this journey with us, with our expansion. It's here now. It's here.
All the seeds that you've sown help us to get where we are at now. But guess what? There's still more work to do.
We're still going.
There's still more work to do. And so we need you to continue to keep on giving, keep on sowing. GTV is good ground. That's why we wanted to come on here to let you know this is not a fly-by-night ministry. 63 years. That speaks of integrity. It speaks of longevity. It speaks of, solid, good stewardship. And so they're going to put the giving on the screen. There's 3 tiers of giving. And please, let God touch your heart. Let him lead you. He may want you to give more. Yes, and so if you can give more than just those 3 tiers, please do so. I'm telling you, you will be blessed. And so, again, I want to say thank you, thank you, all of you. But we still got a long way to go. We still got work to do. And God will never forget your labor of love. Listen, GTV, I'm telling you, some of my highlights is now that GTV has grown, we have community, we have these groups.
Oh,
my God,
these
you got a group for
off.
every. I mean, they are firing up. Listen, you got your prime time, you got your young followers, you got your SOS, and got the kingdom couples. I mean, and it's just continuing to grow. We thank God for our dream team. I want to thank God for everyone that is serving at GTV, all of our volunteers, our dream team. We couldn't do this without you.
Not. We thank
Come on,
God
would y'all just fire up the chat? Help me for our dream team, our media team. Thank you. Music, just everyone, our guest services. I'm telling you, the people that work behind the scenes, and I'm so glad that there's no superstars in GTV. Jesus is the only superstar.
Jesus is a superstar.
GTV don't have a superstar preacher.
Right.
No, Jesus is the only star.
That's right.
And that's what I love about our church. That's one of the things I love about our church. Yes. So listen, we're just celebrating this month, and we're in expansion mode. We're under construction. So when you drive up, please pardon our mess. God is working. God is working.
Hallelujah.
At 538 Reunion Road. All
He's
right.
Not done with it.
He's not done yet. And also, I want to say before I go, stay connected. There's a lot of things that are happening. We just launched GTV Academy.
Right.
And I'm going to put up a QRC code. You can scan it. It's a catalog with all of the courses, growth classes that you can take.
You can continue to grow.
You can continue to grow.
Spiritually.
That's what it's all about. We want you to grow.
Right.
We want you to grow. And so there's so many classes that you offer. And yours truly, our leading lady, our executive pastor, she got a class right now that we just came out of last night.
Class.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it is a blessing. Then we kicked it off this year, though, spiritual warfare
with Sister Sonia,
man.
And then, of course, our financial literacy with our Director of Ministries, Minister Joe.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have
discipleship
Elder and Minister Haynes. So we're growing.
Oh, you got your
no excuse.
You got your master class.
Yes. If you are a wife, we have March 21st coming up. You have to register for all these classes. We have the master wives, the things that the church did not teach us.
Ooh,
and so we have, that's really open to the public, but you have to register if you're a wife. Women, wives only. It's going to be some phenomenal things discussed.
Yeah, and I've been getting some requests as you made that announcement. Saying we're ready for some master class for the husbands.
I heard that this needed. And so there's so many ways you can grow at GTV.
Right.
So we want you to be encouraged. We want you to be uplifted. And like our pastor always says, we're not here to put you down. We're here to pick you up.
That's right. And so we're going to get out of here. But again, we can't wait to see you.
Yes.
Listen, fire up the chat again.
Yes.
I hope to see all those comments. Why you love your church.
Why you love your church. We need to see you because we've been looking at the comments.
Oh, yes,
we want to see what you are saying because it fills our heart with nothing but joy and gratitude that you are serving, you are joining, you are amongst other believers, and most of all, you're growing in God.
Right. And so don't forget GTV, we're on a soul winning campaign.
Yes.
Listen, we're trying to get heaven full. And so I'm going to help you with your personal witness.
Yes.
Come on, tell somebody about Jesus. Tell somebody about your church. We want to keep GTV full, jam-packed. I'm ready for phase 2. I know we're not out of phase 1, but I'm already looking down the road, okay? So, all right, listen, the giving on the screen, every Wednesday night is our Matthew 25 Alive night. Every seed that you sow on tonight, it goes towards our outreach effort. So the giving is on the screen. There's so many ways to give. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't forget about our church anniversary again.
Woo, and 63 years. Happy
we are
birthday,
excited.
GTV.
Yes. So we're out of here, but remember this: why settle for good
when greater
is available? We can't wait to see you. Love you. Be blessed.
Turn this in.